hotel? She asked as she approached the door. Yeah, there's another one in the room. What the hell? I screamed as the officer proceeded to slap handcuffs on me. What did I do? Why is she arresting me?
Hey, how y'all doing? I forgot I still had that playing. I was listening to this audio book. Oh my God, this shit is crazy. Can y'all hear me? Hope y'all doing well. We got Autumn the Capricorn Ascendant up in here. We got Dr. Ken, Diggable Planet up in here. You the first Diggable Planet to arrive. Welcome. We got Zaina up in here. I'm glad you're excited. And we got the Scar Al up in here. Tracism up in here. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here. Up in here. Y'all gonna make me act a fool. Up in here. Up in here. Hey, Astro Sean. We got Wild and Regal up in the house. Hey, Undercover Astrology, Beverly Dawson. Hey, Golden Owl. We got another Diggable Planet in the house. We got Siobhan in the house, another Diggable Planet. Yes. So tonight we're going to be talking about Mars and Capricorn before Mars leaves Capricorn. I did promise one of my clients that I would do Mars and Capricorn because he got Mars and Capricorn. So I wonder if he'll show up tonight. If not, he could always catch the replay. Hey, African Shea Butter. Hey, Gigi. Hey, Sarah. All right. I'm going to have to wait till the room fills up a little bit before we get into this Mars and Capricorn situation. Anybody got Mars and Capricorn up in here? I don't think I ever dealt with a guy with Mars and Capricorn. I think it would be pretty interesting. Astro Sean said my Mars is in Capricorn, so I'm on time today. That's right. Yes, this is about you. Hey, Justin. How you doing? We got Bree up in here. We got Parachet up in here. Tevette up in here. Golden Owl got Mars and Capricorn. Okay. We got Purple Rose up in here. Undercover Astrology said, I lost my virginity to a Mars and Capricorn. The D was good too. Capricorn is in my fifth house. Well, that makes a lot of sense. And I would think Mars and Capricorn men would take their time in the bedroom. Some of them. Oh, Parachet, you got Mars and Cap too? Okay, that's what's up. Sexy Nomi up in the house. Justin's Mars is at the 3rd degree of Capricorn. That 3rd degree is very auspicious. Very nice, but it can cause you to overdo it if you're not careful. Hey, Adrian, what's up? Just waiting for this room to fill up a little bit. What's been going on? Thank you, Brie. What's been going on lately, currently in the news? Of course, the whole Ukraine thing popped off in the past recent days. I always hate, hearing about war and all that type of stuff. Hey, Earth Angel. Just a lot. It just seems like, with the world we live in, war is just a natural part of this madness. This world, this mad world that we live in. It just seems like the evils that be, sooner or later, they always got to go to war with somebody. And especially since this is occurring around the United States Pluto return, and Mars is approaching an exact conjunction with Pluto. So that could make the U.S. feel forced to get involved in this conflict. So we shall see. Mars is going to be exactly conjoined to Pluto on March 2nd. And we might see some serious bombing. Like they've already been bombing the Ukraine. Russia has. And but it probably will get worse. Mars conjunct Pluto, that is bombing. And then with the Capricorn, that's like military conflict. And I think Putin did say that he was just targeting military bases and buildings, which is very Mars and Capricorn conjoined to Pluto. So all of this is happening right on time. Not saying that this should be happening, but again, these evils that be, they never pass up an opportunity to foster some type of agenda or have their intended result in terms of what's going on. But yeah, Siobhan said all the fighting is boring. They just want to play cowboys and Indians. Yup. But I feel like there's a bigger picture. There's a bigger agenda at work. Basically, this is World War III. But like I was telling some people, I feel like World War III already started. I feel like it started in 2020 when they started locking everything down because of the C-19, because of the ether. That ether was unprecedented, and they basically proved that they could control the whole world because they had all the countries just about being involved with the lockdowns and the heavy restrictions and all that, the travel restrictions. So they just proved that they could take over the whole world. And I'm talking about a group of people that's been trying to take over the world for centuries. I'm trying to get this ponytail hold out my hair. It's all tangled. I might have to cut it out. Let me just leave it alone. But I feel like World War III started in 2020. And it's mainly an information war, but they're going to throw some physical conflicts up in there as well. And this is just going to destabilize economies even more and drive inflation up probably even more. Gas prices are going to continue to rise. Another thing I wanted to talk about with this United States Pluto return, if y'all have noticed, crime has been increasing, something terrible. And it's basically all over, but especially in certain major cities. So I just want everybody to be careful out there. But Pluto being at the 27th degree of Capricorn in the United States chart is showing that this is a country that's very much about violence. And violence has been a major theme in this country forever. I mean, the way the country started with the American Revolution, but the whole slavery history and the violence that came with that, the violence in the Jim Crow era, violence with the different wars, World War I, World War II, Civil War, Vietnam, the Korean War. So this country, and then just the violence internally, especially in the inner. So that 27th degree is very much prone to violence. Hey, Dewan, how you doing? We got Ellie up in here. We got Psychic Dash Ton up in here. We got Kit Kat. But yeah, so expect this conflict to escalate in the Ukraine. Probably other countries are going to start to get involved. I think there has been some stuff that came out about this whole situation, like they were attacking certain labs, U.S. labs, dealing with like germ warfare in the Ukraine. But I don't know if all of that is true, but that would that's really telling if that's the case. And they're saying it goes back to the C-19. Who's that? You said I tried from my other channel, but it didn't go through. Hey now, say now, hugs and kisses. Okay, Jonah. So you're back to working a regular job? That's another thing, like the whole thing about the labor shortage. And this is unprecedented too, just how so many young people aren't taking advantage of all these jobs that are available. I'm seeing, for hiring signs at all these fast food restaurants. If this was like, if this was back in the day and I was a teenager, I would have had like 3 jobs back then because I was all about getting my coins. But it just seems like young people aren't taking advantage of these job opportunities. I guess they got it good living at home with their parents. I just don't get it. Why there's so many like job vacancies and not really good jobs, but the fast food restaurant types of jobs. But it's real easy to get a job right now. Kit Kat said Gen Z lazy. C-19, it really did ruin everything, but that's part of the agenda. That's what they want. They want something like this to happen. They want to just destabilize the economy. They want a society that's utterly dependent upon government. And I have a feeling that they are going to roll out like some universal basic income sooner or later, where people are going to get like $1,000 a month, but you'll probably have to do something to get that 1,000 or whatever per month. But that's how they're going to usher in socialism. I agree, Quantum. This is all part of the agenda, like I'm saying. Like Putin is playing his role, and he could play his role really well because I was just looking at his chart, and he got one of those deal breaker aspects I talk about. He got Sun Square Chiron, and I told y'all about that aspect. I was like, that could produce a deviant, depraved individual, somebody that just don't give a fuck, somebody that can easily inflict wounds upon others. So he got that. So he's the right one to play the role. But don't it seem like they always try to make Russia the bad guy? The one said real estate seems to be popping. Yeah, if you got money to invest right now. But even with investing in real estate, you're really taking a chance because you don't know when this housing bubble is going to burst, because it is a bubble and all bubbles are going to burst at some point. Yeah, Ellie, I feel like we're already in a housing crisis. You're going to see more people becoming homeless. This shit is crazy. More and more people are saying like, oh, just go live in your car. I'm like, living in your car, that shit ain't no joke. Not everybody can do that. It takes a special person to be able to live in their car and make it work. I mean, if it was about my survival and I didn't have any choice, I know I could do it, but that's not something that I'm going to like automatically think of as a solution. That shit is crazy. Now, if you have an RV, that's different. But even that could be tough living too. I happen to like the modern day conveniences. That's part of my problem. Hey, Isaac, how you doing? The one said in New York, you use a broker to get on. Oh, to get an apartment is different from Los Angeles, where I'm originally from. So everybody has to use a broker. Damn. Purple Rose says real estate will bounce back. It always does. Well, let's hope so, but people are saying the rent prices, they're not going to go down. Yeah, the way the rent is increasing is crazy. So this is also part of the United States Pluto return and just how this country is just being turned upside down. But again, the crime thing, I don't think enough people are speaking out about just how the rate of crime is just increasing. And it's getting to the point where you're really not going to be able to do much on a social level outside the home where there's a large gathering of people, because it seems so common for shit to pop off nowadays, especially living in certain areas. Houston in particular has been having a lot of crime lately. That shit's scary. I'm glad I don't live in Houston. Like, stuff that didn't happen normally before is starting to happen, like Burger King's getting shot up. What was it? Some nightclub got shot up. The nightclubs, that's more common. But hearing about shootings at like Burger King and McDonald's and shit, and people wilding out in the drive-thrus and stuff, like you really didn't hear about this stuff before. So many people can't control their emotions anymore. So many people be wilding out in the stores and stuff. It's getting crazy. And I'm glad I'm a loner because I don't have a need to be hanging out with people and being seen. Because nowadays being seen can get you got if you're not careful. Hey, Melanie, the son, thank you for your super chat. You said, I am dating 5 different men right now. Well, goddamn. And I want to know what's your Venus in Gemini? And you said, I want to know if I should put all my eggs in one basket or keep my options open. Now, this sounds like a question for a Gemini South Node, Sagittarius North Node type of person. So let me get my cards and I'm going to pull a card for you to answer your question. I love this question. Now, I got a question for you, melanated son. Knowing what I know about the quality of men out there, you say you dating 5 different men right now. I'll say at least 3 of them got some serious issues that you can drop right away. And I'm not even pulling a card yet. But yeah, knowing what I know about the caliber of men that are available nowadays, and you dating 5 of them, I know 3 of them, probably 2 are straight up psychos, psycho narcissists. And then the other one, he probably just got some issues that you're not going to see until you get into a committed relationship with him. Maybe the other 2 are, maybe they're a little worth your while. But be careful dating these different men, especially nowadays. A lot of these men, they can't control their emotions. So even if you think this is just some casual dating shit, one of these men, they could get attached all quick and lose their damn mind if you want to move on. I'm not trying to come across as sounding all parental, but I do got a Capricorn moon in the 1st house, ruling my 7th house, and I do care. I care about y'all. I don't want to see you caught up out there just on account of, trying to have that variety with men. But let me see what the card says. Should you put all your eggs in one basket or keep your options open? I got the Fool. So the Fool is about leaving your options open. But at the same time, doesn't mean that, you got to spread yourself thin. Now, if you're getting something out of all of these men that you're dating, have fun, have a good time. But also the Fool can even deal with, leaving your options open until you find the right one where you're willing to put all your eggs in one basket. But I don't know, maybe you got a Gemini North Node. But yeah, so don't get all crazy over any guy just yet. Keep your options open. Don't get serious about anybody. But if it feels right and it looks right and this person checks out, I say, hey, go for it. Good luck. So Melanated Sun said they are all seemingly nice guys and very, very gentlemanly. Like, well, good. So yeah, cards are saying continue to do that. And yeah, keep your options open. And you said, hold on, what did you say? Damn, I can't see your comment. Hold on. Queen Dara, I went to click on your comment. I think I got rid of it by accident. I'm sorry. But you said something that, here it is. You said men are amazing. Have fun. Life is too short, yo. Cherry Red says, sound like that Mars conjunct Venus is popping for you. Melanie said, I guess it's my Aries. Okay, so you got an Aries North Node. Yeah, that Aries North Node. That's basically do you, boo. And that's basically like, yeah, don't get all caught up with one guy just yet. That South Node in Libra, that is being in a full-fledged relationship that can even deal with marriage. But in this lifetime, you got to put yourself first. And it's basically about you getting in touch with who you are on an individual level. So it might take these guys, dealing with them, for you to really learn more about yourself and for you to really see what you really want and don't want. So you could be doing the whole trial and error thing right now, which is a part of Libra. But if you're going to benefit from it in a way where, yeah, you're going to learn even more about yourself, which is the Aries North Node, then I'm like, yeah, go with that. All right. So we got 93 people in here. So we could get right into this Mars and Capricorn because I'm not going to be here too long. And again, we're dealing with this conflict with the Ukraine. And like I said, with Mars being in Capricorn and it's approaching an exact conjunction with Pluto in Capricorn, they're both going to be at the 27th degree. That can be like full-scale war. That can be where you're going to see a lot more bombings. And perhaps the United States might feel forced to get involved because Mars is going to be landing right on the United States Pluto. And you know, the United States, they love getting involved in this war shit. They love to like boss people around and tell them, oh, we're going to impose some sanctions on Russia or whatever like that. They have, you know, it just seems like the United States, they have a hard time minding their own business. Now, maybe the Ukrainians are going to need some help, but I don't know what that's going to mean for this country. You know, if you're in the military, you might have to suit up soon and go over there. I don't know. They might start sending troops over there to help out. Siobhan said the U.S. wants to get involved. Hey, Akeda. Akeda said, people calling for war don't realize this is the financial reset. Exactly. And that's what I was saying. There's a bigger picture to this. There's a bigger agenda at work. This is all part of the plan. And best believe that Putin is basically just doing what the masters are telling him to do. But at the same time, he's like a loose cannon individual anyway. He got Mercury square Uranus. So he's prone to like do some crazy shit from time to time. He could be very extreme in terms of the way he thinks. Like either it's this way or it's that way. Again, like I said, he got that Sun square Chiron, with Chiron being in Capricorn, which can make him quite sadistic. And then he's a Scorpio rising with Pluto being conjoined to his Leo South Node. So that can make him a straight up egomaniac, narcissist. It can make him very abusive, very much about, you know, bombing the shit out of people. And then his South Node's at the 18th degree. So his South Node is at the 18th degree of Leo, North Node at the 18th degree of Aquarius. You know what I say about that 18th degree? That's a murderous degree. And then his Pluto's at the 22nd degree of Leo, and that 22nd is control or be controlled. That 22nd is sudden death. So yeah, that could be a number of destruction. So he got some crazy shit in his chart that can make him be very resistant to other countries trying to get him to back down. He also has Sun square Uranus. He got Sun conjunct Saturn. Number one, that can make him extremely controlling. In the most benign sense, that's dealing with him being a government leader. But it can also make him very controlling, severe, very, very strategic and calculating. And that can also make him quite severe in terms of his approach and even just mean. What else he got? He definitely got some issue with, I think, the way his sexuality, I'll say, because he got Venus in Scorpio squaring his Aquarius North Node, squaring that Leo South Node. So I'm looking at that as he got his wife for, you know, I don't even know. Wait a minute. What his wife look like? I would think he is married. Is he? But that could deal with like he got his wife for, you know, just dealing with who he is, and then he likes to play with the boys on the side. Hey, King Jason. But yeah, I see him as a hardcore narcissist. And then he got Mars in Sagittarius, which can make him full of himself. It can make him go all out, especially in times of war, where he's not going to hold back. And that's a mutable Mars. It can make him prone to extreme acts of violence. So he's on his second wife. He has a side baby on the what? Well, he does have Venus in Scorpio. That can deal with where he got women on the side and where infidelity is a major theme. So he's always taking off his shirt. So that's that Leo South Node could join a Pluto. He thinks he's some type of sex symbol. And especially because he's a Scorpio rising. Yeah, he think he's sexy. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts. That's what Putin be saying. Let me pull up a picture of this dude. Vladimir Putin. All right, I'm pulling up a picture of him without his shirt on. He's like, love me. So that very much is displaying that, especially with him having the sunglasses on, him being a Scorpio rising with Pluto conjoined to that Leo South node, like he flexing, he know he look good, very arrogant. So Putin was about to expose Trump. He got some mental health issues with Mercury conjoined to Neptune and squaring Uranus. Yeah, he's a little off. All right, now with that being said, let's get into Mars and Capricorn. So I'm going to pull up one of the representatives of Mars and Capricorn, because I got a number of celebrities that I will be talking about that have Mars and Capricorn, so that you can really get an idea how this Mars in Capricorn gets down. Hey, what happened? Hold on. Okay, what happened to his picture? Just 1 second. All right. Okay. So we got Mr. Sean Puff Daddy P. Diddy Combs in the house. He got Mars and Capricorn. And one of the titles thank you for your super chat, Jonah. Did you have a question, or is that just on some love shit? Thank you so much, Jonah. One of the titles that Mars and Capricorn can have is the devil. Some Mars and Capricorn individuals can be very devilish, and P. Diddy is a perfect representation. I'm not trying to start off with the bad shit about Mars and Capricorn, but I couldn't help it. So coming out the gate, we got P. Diddy, perfect representation of the dark side of Mars and Capricorn in particular. Now, Mars is exalted in Capricorn, which means that Capricorn is a very good sign for Mars. It means that Mars can really excel when in Capricorn. But of course, like anything, there's a dark side to everything. So, yeah, P. Diddy definitely displays the dark side of Mars in Capricorn. So let me just go through some of the traits of Mars in Capricorn, and then we'll get into some celebrities. So with Mars in Capricorn, you're dealing with somebody that has high ambitions. They tend to have good work ethics, can quickly rise up through the ranks or rise up through the corporate ladder pretty fast. Basically, Mars and Capricorn people, they don't mind taking orders if it means that they're going to be able to make it to the top. So they don't mind working underneath someone, but usually it's because they're trying to get to where that person is or even go beyond them. If it seems like there's no room for advancement, then that's when Mars and Capricorn can have a problem with working certain jobs. Let me look out for, see if Jonah posted anything. Okay, I don't see anything. Thank you for your super chat, Jonah. Now, Mars and Capricorn people, while they're very ambitious, they can also be very down to earth. And also, they are very entrepreneurial, takes a business like approach to a lot of situations. And Mars and Capricorn people, a lot of them, they do want to solve the problems of the world or be instrumental in solving some of the problems of the world, which is why some of them are drawn to working in government. Some of them are prone to join the military. Thank you, Melissa, for your super chat. You said a message for you right now. All right, let's see what the cards have for you in terms of a message. Diddy is a mouth breather. Yup, Ellie. Now, just looking at P. Diddy, because you can look at Mars to see how a person's facial features, face is going to be. Now, some people with Mars and Capricorn, they have really good bone structure. They have a really good jawline. But P. Diddy, and I'm going to have to pull his chart because I want to see what's messing with that Mars to take away the nice chiseled features and the nice jawline that Mars and Capricorn can produce. Now, it's not going to produce that in everybody, but just to give you an example, Brad Pitt has Mars and Capricorn, and he got that chiseled jawline, he got the chiseled features. P. Diddy, he got Mars and Capricorn, but he got a weak ass chin. He really don't have chiseled features. But I'll tell you where that Mars and Capricorn does come in terms of the way he looks. He looks devilish. Doesn't he look devilish right here? He got that devilish look. All right, Melissa, let me go back to your question. You said it's his chin receding. So a message from the gods, or you could say the cards. I got Judgment, which tells me that it's time for a major change in your life, Melissa. It's time for you to get off the pot, or shit, or get off the pot. Basically, you might be undergoing some type of test around this time, some type of evaluation. If so, there's a good chance you're going to do well. But this is a time for you to really start thinking about the next phase of your life. You could kind of say you're at a period where it's like do or die time. And the Judgment card can also just deal with you are basically going to go through a rebirth, and you could be evolving beyond where you currently are. But with the Judgment card, it basically is saying now is the time to make your move. Now is the time to make some serious changes, serious life changes. Hope that helps, Melissa. All right, let me pull up P. Diddy's chart real quick because I want to see what that Mars is doing that can prevent him from having that chiseled features. Okay. Well, his Mars is squaring Saturn and Taurus, and that Saturn and Taurus can, soften that jawline. So let me pull up his chart real quick. And his Mars is at the 29th degree of Capricorn. He's P. Diddy's also very controlling, and that's one of the negative traits of Mars and Capricorn. So he got Mars square Saturn. That Saturn and Taurus can kind of soften the chiseled features, the chiseled look. And that Taurus is representing that issue with his mouth, where he got that pouty ass mouth that looked like he always got cotton stuffed in his mouth. And then he got, what is that, Mars square Mercury. That could cause him to be, trigger happy, and where he'll put his hands on somebody. And he did, from what I heard, he did break Kim Porter's nose when he found out that she was dating that one guy. I forget that one guy, but I heard that, yeah, he got mad, broke her nose. And I believe it. That Mars square Saturn can make him very sadistic. And with that Saturn and Taurus, you know, the possessiveness theme. And Kim Porter, she would keep on going back to him. And as you see, like, before she died, like, she went back to him and had those two girls. Siobhan said that Mars square Mercury is him sounding like Daffy Duck when he speaks. Yeah, he does. But yeah, he's a mess. All right, let me go back to the traits of Mars and Capricorn. So again, this is somebody that might want to be instrumental in solving the problems of the world. So they might work in government. They could be a government leader, military leader. This could be your chief of police, your sheriff, your lieutenant. Mars and Capricorn people are often very concerned about status, not just their own status, but the status of others. Also, if they're not at a status that they believe they should be, and if they have a hard time getting there, they might become bitter. They might look at what other people have and, you know, bemoan the fact that they don't have that and they have to work hard for everything and so forth. Mars and Capricorn people can have a problem with people having things too easily. So Mars and Capricorn can be very materialistic. On the positive end, Mars and Capricorn can be very self-disciplined. They can delay instant gratification for bigger rewards down the line. They tend to be very conscientious in terms of their actions. So that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. It could be a good thing in that they're going to think twice before doing something that's going to get them into trouble. But on the bad side, if they do evil and they act like they didn't know what they were doing, trust and believe they're lying. Because Mars and Capricorn, they're very much conscious of their actions and, again, conscientious. So they know exactly what they're doing. And they're Earth sign. So, yeah. Don't ever believe when they be like, oh, I didn't know, or, oh, I'm sorry, or whatever. And some of them might try to get away with that type of excuse, but don't believe it. They know very well what they do. Highly organized type of people, reliable and responsible, commands respect. Some of them can be taciturn loners. Others can be opportunists. Usually Mars and Capricorn will produce a strong desire for recognition. Now, in terms of the dark side, some of them can come across as the Punisher. Some of them might get into boxing, might like to fight for that reason. Can be mean, can be cruel. Also can incite fear in others. Can be devilish, like I said, with P. Diddy. Can be very severe in terms of their approach. Can be either sadistic or masochistic. At risk for a tarnished reputation, or somebody might try to come along and attack the person's reputation. Oh, so I got some more super chats. Thank you, Melanated Sun, for your super chat. So you said, should I keep one guy around or should I friend zone him? LOL, Venus and Aries in the third house. So that's where that Gemini theme's coming from, that third house. So remember, I was like, do you have Venus and Gemini? But you got Venus and Aries in the third house. That third house, Venus, is very much like Venus and Gemini. So should you keep one guy around or should you friend zone him? I read it wrong. Should you keep guy number one around? You got them numbered. Now, is this numbering in order of who's the best? Like the best option versus the least favorite? Let me know, because this is getting interesting. Should you keep guy number one around or should you friend zone him? Guy number one may not be doing it for you like that, huh? I got the Empress. So that's saying keep him around. There's something you can benefit from him with. There's something you could still gain from him. So keep him around. He might be the one that's the last man standing at the end of the day. Thank you, Tiffany, for your super chat. You said, I want to thank you for helping me find my purpose in life. I was hooked from your Ace of Cups show on Scorpios back then. Everything was spot on. Oh, thank you so much, Tiffany. Thank you so much for that feedback. Yeah, Ace of Cups. We're talking about a while ago when I was doing the Ace of Cups radio show. I do be thinking about doing another podcast again because I did really enjoy them. But yeah, thank you. I love when people come back after a long time and they be like, oh yeah, I remember this and I remember that. Really makes me feel like all this work is worth it. And I love what I do. So somebody said play on, play yet. Queen Tara, who's the play yet up here? Oh, you're talking about Melanated Sun, right? Play on, play yet. Yeah. Thank you, Tara. Tara says she loved the Ace of Cups show. Siobhan loved the Ace of Cups radio show too. Yeah, I need to you know what I would love, and this is where y'all can all send me y'all positive vibes. I would love to get a show on Sirius Radio. I don't know how I would go about trying to do that, but man, if I could do that, man, YouTube, and for some reason, YouTube wants to be very slow with suggesting my videos and stuff, because I looked at the analytics the other day and I was like, oh, when it comes to like the video suggestions, mine don't even come up a lot. And because you could check the analytics and see like how people are watching your videos and stuff like that. But I figure if I was given a chance on Sirius Radio, that's when I would really come up. I think that would be dope. So if y'all could send me y'all positive energy that way, oh my God, that would mean so much if I could do that. Maybe that should be a goal coming up. I feel like it is time for me to take my practice to the next level. Oh, thank you, Dewan. Never stop fighting for your dreams. Anything is possible. And I always wanted to do radio. Always. Wow. All right, moving along, because we got some celebrities to go through. So, like I said, like the P. Diddy situation, let me pull up a picture of him again. Can be devilish. And P. Diddy definitely exemplifies the devilish nature. Look, you gotta look at him here. He always got sunglasses on too. His eyes aren't that good looking. That's why. He really don't have nice eyes. But some women think he's really attractive, especially back in the day. I never saw what some of these women saw. I'm going to pull up this picture because we got to take a good look at that mouth. And again, he got Saturn and Taurus, which could produce some type of deficiency of the mouth, because that's what I'm going to call it. He got some type of deficiency of the mouth. See, that would shut it down for me every time. Like anytime I would start to be like, he ain't that bad looking, I would just have to look at that mouth again and be like, I can't. It's the mouth for me. I really can't do it. And that chin, like I said. Yeah, and he got them eyes. But again, he still has that devilish look, if you ask me. Siobhan said he looked like his breath stink even after he brushed his teeth, right? And it's like he could never get all the toothpaste out of his mouth. So that should be welling up in the corners of his mouth when he's talking to you. But yeah, he is not that attractive at all. I can see why he keeps those sunglasses on. Aquarian Essence said those brows need a wax. You like the way I roasted P. Diddy? Good. He needs more roasting. He really does. But men like him, they make me sick because it's like they're able to get beautiful women. And I'm like, just because of their power and their stature, because I'm like, he didn't deserve a beauty like Kim Porter. Like, she was absolutely gorgeous. And somebody like him, this mouth breather dragon, is able to get Kim Porter. I can't stand shit like that. But hey, that's how the money game works. Whoever's holding the bag, you get the women. But I'm like, he lucked out. And then he didn't even appreciate her and had her knocked off. Oh, yes, P. Diddy. I believe you had Kim knocked off because she was preparing to write a book. So I do plan on doing a synastry on these two very soon. Shabbat said he ran Kim to a mirror with white lines on it. He's a type of dude, and Scorpios can be like this. Once you're not with them, they want to ruin you. Either literally, like they want to destroy you, or they just want to ruin you, like in terms of your reputation. They don't want nobody to, think highly of you no more. So they go trash talk you any chance they get, or they'll just totally like discard you, like you don't even exist. But he always felt like he owned Kim. And that control issue with the Mars and Capricorn, he definitely had it with his relationships. That's why he got with Cassie. And guess what? Cassie got Mars and Capricorn just like P. Diddy. So that could explain why she was able to tolerate him for a certain length of time. I think he did probably cheat all over her, and she probably spent a lot of time alone. But her having Mars and Capricorn, she probably didn't mind a lot because Mars and Capricorn can be a loner. But yeah, it's interesting how they both had Mars and Capricorn. And how much younger was she than him when he first got with her? Wasn't like there a huge age difference, which can also be another Mars and Capricorn trait? Let me finish. Reputation will precede you. So again, like P. Diddy, his reputation precedes him. Now, women with Mars and Capricorn and gay men, they can attract men who are in the same line of work as them, who work in the same industry. They can be their business partner, or they can basically help the person come up through a business, things like that. So having a working relationship with the person you're smashing is very Mars and Capricorn. Also, Mars and Capricorn people can have daddy issues. There could be some type of conflict with the father. But on a positive end, the father could be a big motivator. Father could push the person to succeed, but the father might be a bit too pushy in what they want for their child. So people with Mars and Capricorn, the father is usually a major theme. Also, the military theme is big. I already mentioned the military, but also just military conflict. So even if a person joins the military, if they're not rising up the ranks quickly in the military, they're likely to have some conflicts in the military. So when you got Mars and Capricorn, you just got to go hard or go home. And if you have that type of Mars that's weakened by certain aspects, then a person could join the military, but it may not work out for them. So a person could have Mars and Capricorn square and Neptune, for instance, and they might go AWOL. Mars and Capricorn people, they tend to want a mentor, or a mentor could just come into their life and help to guide them. They do gravitate towards people who are older than them and wiser. Age is a major factor for Mars and Capricorn people, as well as time. Time is often a major issue. Some of them are very much about being on time. Other people are always trying to race against the clock, having Mars and Capricorn, or just time management could be a major theme in their life. Skin problems are very common for Mars and Capricorn people. So a Mars and Capricorn person could have acne, could have rashes, psoriasis, eczema, could suffer from dry skin. Also, Mars and Capricorn people could have some dental problems. And we know that that's true with P. Diddy. He got the mouth problem. He got the dental problems. His jawline is all wrong. That's very Mars and Capricorn, especially again, it's squaring Saturn. That could cause him to be all slack jawed looking like he is. And that weak ass chin and all that type of stuff. So he's the type of person that probably when he eat, food be all falling out his mouth because his teeth just ain't arranged right. Look like his mouth is too small for the amount of teeth he's had. So he might have had some tooth extractions and shit. Knee injuries is possible with Mars and Capricorn, or the person could just have bad knees in general. Also, joint pain could be an issue. Now, some people with Mars and Capricorn, they like pain because they are masochists. Some like to inflict pain because they are sadistic. Thank you for your super chat, Sabrina. You said, should I move in a new spot together with Johnny, or should we continue living separately? Oh, I love this question. Who's Johnny? They say. Smile and look the other way. Who's Johnny? All right. Should you move in with Johnny or continue to live separately? Continue to live separately because I got the Fool card. So you do not need to be shacking up with Johnny right about now. Maybe as time goes on, yeah, but for now you just want to stay free, uncommitted, no strings attached in terms of living with him. Yeah, don't even do it right now. Y'all might end up hating each other if y'all live together. Yeah, I'm not feeling that with Johnny. All right, so let me bring up another example. Well, actually, I have these Mars and Capricorn people broken down into categories. So let's start off with this individual. Just 1 second. Oh. This should have taken a bit too long. All right, we'll pull this up. Why they gotta play me like this with these images? All right, let's try this one. Okay. All right, so the next example we have for a Mars and Capricorn celebrity is this old fogey. Who's that? Hey, Johnny. How you doing? I was thinking about you the other day. I'll be getting at you. Give me a day or two and I'll be in touch with you. All right, who's that? Yeah, that's Ozzy Osbourne. Now, remember I said Mars and Capricorn people can be devilish. So he's one of the examples of a devilish Mars and Capricorn, but I have him listed under my list of Satanists. So now he might not be a Satanist by religion's sake, but he does play the role of the satanic type of energy. I'm going to pull up another example of a satanic type of individual. Let me just get a good picture. And this person used to scare me when they first came on the scene. I was like, okay, yeah, the world is about to end. We living in the last days. And of course, there's more of the tamer pictures nowadays, but we'll just pull this one up. Who's Johnny? They say. Smiled and looked the other way. Who's Johnny? All right. Does Marilyn Manson have Mars in Capricorn? I know he got Sun in Capricorn, like Jupiter in Capricorn. And isn't he a Capricorn sun? Lady Gaga. Now, Lady Gaga is more tame nowadays, but when she first came on the scene, she was basically giving off some strong satanic vibes. Some of the videos that she was in, some of the costumes that she was in, things like that. That whole bad romance, Baphomets everywhere. Actually, this is a better picture. This just says it all. But yeah, Lady Gaga portrays that strong, devilish, satanic image in a very dominant way. And with this picture, you can really see it. So this is very Mars and Capricorn. But also, Lady Gaga is under my category dealing with fathers. So I had this list of celebrities broken down with different themes for Mars and Capricorn. And like I said, with Mars and Capricorn individuals, their father could have pushed them, towards success. Their father could have motivated them. Their father could be very influential in terms of their career, in terms of their success. And didn't Lady Gaga's father, didn't he help her to get started or whatever? Let me pull up this story about her father. Also, Lady Gaga is an opportunist because there was this, and could have some sadistic traits because she, what was that, Morgana type of chick that died? Her friend died right before Lady Gaga made it big. I mean, some Mars and Capricorn people don't have no problem selling their soul. So let me just look up Lady Gaga and father. Okay. Lady Gaga's dad, Joe Germanotta, dragged on Twitter for something. Hold on. Yeah, he's very influential in her life. So Joe Germanotta, that's his name. He's a Leo. He's Lady Gaga and Natalie's dad. Come on now. We don't need to know all that. He sits on the board of directors for Lady Gaga's charitable organization, Born This Way Foundation. But let me go back. He's a graduate of the School of Hospitality Business, an industry-specific school within the Eli Board of College, Michigan at Michigan State University. He works as an internet entrepreneur. He inspired songs such as Speechless from the Fame Monster and Million Reasons from Joanne. He's the owner of House of Gaga Publishing. He gave Gaga the nickname Loopy when she was little. Gaga thanked him in the credits of the book. I never really hear about her mother, which is interesting. That's very Mars and Capricorn for Lady Gaga. Let's see who we have next that's in the satanic crowd. Just 1 second. And some people might be surprised at this one. Actually, I'm going to do this instead. Just 1 second. Oh, and of course they don't. Here it is.
You're doing really well now, but didn't you release a CD like almost 10 years ago? Yeah, I mean, I released.
Okay, just 1 second, y'all.
A gospel record when I was 15 because I grew up in a household where all I ever did was listen to gospel music, and my parents are both traveling ministers, and so I kind of sang about what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced to the music industry. 'Cause I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music. Yeah. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil. Music. Yeah. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
All right, so y'all heard it out the horse's mouth. Katy Perry with her Mars and Capricorn. Being the gospel singer didn't work out, so she sold her soul to the devil. She was speaking the truth, and she was basically just saying it in a very matter-of-fact way. So she's on my list of Satanist Mars and Capricorn individuals. Then we got another famous one, but not really so famous anymore, but yes, in occult circles. Some of y'all love this guy. I have to scan this shit. Okay, so you want to play like that? Okay. Does anybody know who this is? Aleister Crowley. Anybody know who that is? He coined himself the B666. He wanted to be known as the most wickedest man on earth. He looks like Winston Churchill, don't he? But no, that's Aleister Crowley. He was the B666. He was an open, devout Satanist, but he really didn't consider, like, there's different types of Satanism. He was more about, like, the beastly side of Satanism. More about do what thou will, even if it means eating feces, which he did and forced other people to do, committing child sacrifice and all that stuff. He did have a son that mysteriously died. So this is a very dark character, and he very much exemplified the dark side of Mars and Capricorn. So he's part of my satanic list for Mars and Capricorn. You said, Tara said, I didn't recognize him without that goofy hat. Yeah, let me pull up the picture of him with the goofy hat. He looked like his breath stunk all the time. But I guess so if he was eating shit and stuff. So you talk about that goofy hat? Yeah. So he came out with that motto, do what thou wilt. And yes, Summer Rain. Jay-Z had a shirt on with that motto. Yep. Very much so. So let's go to the next one on my satanic list. Here's one more so dealing with modern days and times. Just give me a second. I'm trying to find a real good image. And I never really got into this guy's music, never really got into his style. And I find him to be quite annoying with his big ass head. Like, he got a big ass head. I got to see if I got his chart, because maybe he's an Aries rising. He's an Aquarius though, but he could be an Aries rising. And of course, this picture ain't coming up. Where is he at with his big ass head? He got an annoying ass look. So The Weeknd, he has Mars in Capricorn, and quite a few of his videos are very like satanic in terms of the motif, in terms of the symbolism, very strong satanic themes. He even has the satanic colors on, black and red. So yeah. Yes, the weekend. Yes. Matter of fact, let me see if I got his chart because I want to see what makes that head so big. Now, he might have Mars square Jupiter, which can deal with he got a skull that keeps on growing or that's oversized. I hope I got his chart. Living for the weekend. Well, he got Mars conjunct Uranus, which could deal with like you got an abnormal head, like your head is abnormal looking. And he got Mars conjunct Neptune and Saturn. So yeah, he got some like serious skullage going on, skullduggery. He got Mars opposition Chiron in Cancer, and that's why it looked like he got a water head. But that Mars opposition Chiron, that can explain why he has that makeup on that makes it look like he got all beat up and stuff. So he's a Cancer rising. Let me see if I don't have his birth time, but you're saying he's a Cancer rising? I could see that. And yeah, he got a big ass head. Let me see if that Mars is doing anything with. So Mars is in aspect with Jupiter. He got a south node in Leo, north node in Aquarius. With that Leo south node, he could let fame go to his head a bit too much, literally. But he is very much embracing that Aquarius north node. But it's easy for him because he got a sun in Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius. That Mars in Capricorn also makes him very business like in terms of his approach. So he does have a lot of businesses going on. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the masochistic type of Mars in Capricorn, because that's why he's showing this makeup on his face like he got beat up. He probably likes getting beat up. Maybe by women, maybe by men, who knows? But I'm not feeling dude. All right, next person. Let's see who else I have. I already did the live stream on Dan Bilzerian. Remember that dude? He has Mars in Capricorn. And remember, he had that goat theme with him, with his Ignite. And I swear he's a Satanist. So that's why I added him to my Satanic list. I'm just trying to find. Yeah, here's a picture of him. And if he's not a card carrying Satanist, if he's not like an official Satanist, the way he lives his life is very much on the hyper materialistic end, which is in and of itself Satanism. So that Dan Bilzerian, the goat theme, Mars and Capricorn, Capricorn and goat, him being very satanic in terms of the way he lives his life, but also he's on my list dealing with the father theme with Mars and Capricorn. Because remember, he got his riches through his daddy, not through these investments or gambling like he was trying to say that he did. So that Mars and Capricorn points to the conflict involving his father, and also the fact that he's very satanic in terms of the way he lives his life. Like the material world, that's all that matters to him. He's also a big time opportunist as well. And he has a sadistic streak because remember, he threw that porn star off the roof of his home. And she ended up breaking her foot or something like that. So yeah, he got some devilish shit with him. Moving along, next we have another gentleman that I'm including on my satanic list. And some people might be like, well, why him? Mainly because he's up there at the top. And a lot of these ones up at the top are straight up Satanists and, being involved in child sacrifice and all that rituals and all that type of stuff. Who's that, y'all? Matter of fact, let me pull up his bio. I'm going to have to put a root beer in the freezer. Oh, as soon as I put in Jeff Bezos, his father came up. So let me just click on Wikipedia. Oh, he had issues, like you might as well say, with his stepfather too. Jeffrey Preston Bezos, American entrepreneur, media proprietor, investor, computer engineer, and commercial astronaut. What? He is the founder. Oh, yeah, he did do that, space thing, which I believe was totally fake. But, just him being in big business, being a big time entrepreneur, that's very Mars and Capricorn. But I want to find out about his father. He holds a degree, blah, 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 blah. Early life. Here we are. Says at the time of Jeffrey's birth, his mother was a 17-year-old high school student and his father was 19 years old. Theodore Jorgensen had ancestry from Denmark and was born in Chicago to a family of Baptists. Oh, wait, let's see what else. They don't say much about his father, but he did have a stepfather. He was kind of devilish in school. Or no, wait a minute. He once rigged an electric alarm. Oh, to keep his siblings out of his room. Okay. But yeah, he just got that creepy look. I wouldn't be surprised if he's one part of that Epstein crew. But yeah, definitely got that devilish look, got that creepy look. So he's another one on my satanic list. Who else I got? We already did him. Los Angeles. So the city of Los Angeles has Mars and Capricorn. So I threw that on the satanic part because Los Angeles does have some strong satanic energy up in there. And Los Angeles, if you're not careful, will eat you alive. A lot of people go there with big ambitions, which is very Mars and Capricorn, only to fall hard when they don't make it there. So that's very much Mars and Capricorn, attracting people that are very ambitious, but where a lot of them end up just hitting rock bottom while they're in LA. So I think that's interesting that Los Angeles has Mars and Capricorn. All right, moving on to the father theme. We already talked about Lady Gaga and her father's influence, but how about this chick right here? Let me just pull up a picture of her. Ew. I always thought their relationship was kind of creepy. It's like something wasn't exactly right in terms of these two. So let me just pull up them. And some people with Mars and Capricorn, they had to grow up fast. They could be the workhorse of the family. So who's that? And remember, now we're on the father theme with Mars and Capricorn. Hey, Johanna, how you been? You said Mars and Capricorn been working the fuck out of my Cancer, son. Yeah, I know you ain't ready. You ain't used to that. Well, I'm glad you survived. Yeah, that's Lindsay Lohan and her father. And remember, I said father theme, conflict with father, or father really pushes you to become successful. Very strong with Mars and Capricorn individuals. Now, let me see if I could, her father, he seems like a media whore. Like, you really don't see him now because Lindsay Lohan, she really ain't relevant now. But back in the day when she was more relevant, a lot of times you would hear things about her father. So let me just see if I can find an article about Lindsay Lohan's troubles with her father. Her mother is kind of screwed up too. Yeah, isn't he creepy? Yeah, Michael Lohan. So Michael Lohan is an American television personality best known as the father of actress Lindsay Lohan. So let's go straight to the legal issues. In 1990, Lohan was investigated for insider trading and convicted of criminal contempt of court. He was sentenced to 3 years in jail in Nassau County. and was released in 1993 on 5 years probation. During this time, his daughter Lindsay had started modeling for Ford Models Agency and was starring in commercials. And by the time of his release in 1993, she was at the pinnacle of her career. In 1997, Lohan was arrested when he violated his probation after flying to Napa, California to visit Lindsay, who had been hospitalized for an asthma attack that occurred during the filming of The Parent Trap. He subsequently served a year in prison. After Lindsay became a movie star, tensions arose in the family. This conflict came to a head when Dina's younger brother, Matt Sullivan, got into a fist fight outside of Lohan's Long Island home during a May 23, 2004 First Communion party for their son, Dakota. Lohan was charged with attempted assault and while awaiting sentencing was involved in a car accident that led to his being charged with driving under the influence. Let me see. Are they talking about the son or the father? While in prison, he took up singing and songwriting as well as correspondence. Okay, that's the son. Michael and Dina Lohan separated again later that year. Lohan was arrested on June 29th after allegedly leaving a Long Island hotel where he had rented several suites without paying his $3,800 bill and faced assault charges in Manhattan for allegedly swearing at a sanitation worker and punching the worker in the face. So Michael Lohan has been in trouble with the law quite a bit. So again, Lindsay having conflict with her father, him being just a total asshole. Wow. And he seems like a real narcissist. All right, so moving along, another example of an issue with fathers. So let me just, and she's in two categories, which I'll mention once I pull her up. Come on now. Who's that? Who do we have here? She has Mars and Capricorn. So she's in two of my categories. She's in the father category because, Matthew Knowles is her father. And, her father was acting a fool when he was married to Tina Knowles. And didn't he have kids with another woman or two other women while he was married to Tina Knowles? So with Solange being a Cancer, I'm pretty sure she probably took it much harder than Beyonce did with her father acting up like that. And she might have, just felt the issues with her father in terms of getting certain recognition from him. Maybe, he was more so, well, of course he was more so instrumental with Beyonce's career. And he probably treated Solange kind of like an afterthought. Or maybe he was harder on Solange and easier on Beyonce. Yeah, and that's a sign too. The way she was going at Jay-Z, it could have been built up tension from her relationship with her father even, and she just let it all out on Jay-Z because maybe Jay-Z did something that reminded her of her no good father. Also, she's in the age category for the Mars and Capricorn because didn't she get with some older man? Let me pull up a picture of him. How much older was this guy than her? The one she married, the one that looked all weird. He looked like he could beat a woman down. He got that look. And some women with Mars and Capricorn can attract men that are very controlling. They can attract men that are sadistic. They can attract men that will just try to punish them. Can even be punishing in terms of withholding sex. Queen Dara said 2 older men, Rob, baby father and video director. Oh, okay. So she got with 2 older men. So yeah, she's in my age category, but also the father category. And didn't she have an issue with the father of her son, like him not really being there for his son or something like that? But don't he look like unstable mentally? Like he would go off on you? Like he the type that'll backhand you. Don't he look like that type? He the type that'll backhand you and grab you from the back of your hair and drag you. I could tell he that type. All she has to do is say one wrong word out her mouth. Next thing you know, she being dragged down the hallway. So Solange, she's in two of my categories. Again, age and also father. We're going to pull up another one. Just 1 second. She don't have many pictures with him, which is interesting. I see why. Stop share. Damn, that's a small picture. I don't got time to be switching it out. I gotta pull up a better picture because this is small. Okay, I'm gonna pull up a better one. So we got Lisa Bonet. And the reason why I chose her, number one, she got issues with her biological father, obviously being half black. Like her father was black, her mother was white. And, you know, that in and of itself, because I don't think her father was in her life like that. And then here come Bill Cosby trying to play father role with her. And remember, he was trying to be all controlling with her and shit, talking about like he was condemning her for starring in Angel Heart. And Angel Heart is one of my favorite movies. So I think she did really good in that movie. I love her in that movie, but Bill Cosby wasn't having it because Lisa Bonet showed her breasts in that film and she was in some sexual scenes in that film and it was about voodoo and all types of stuff. And Bill Cosby with his high and mighty self wasn't having it. So the father thing, even though Bill Cosby was a TV father for her, still plays out with that Mars and Capricorn. And then, yeah, somebody already mentioned the Jason Momoa thing. So just think about what I said about Mars and Capricorn, father, and how Jason Momoa, he could be problematic when being a father to her children. Because remember, I showed you that video where he was all pawing on his daughter all inappropriately. So she could attract a man that got issues with being a father himself. And she could attract a man that's sadistic. And Jason Momoa, he was quoted as saying something like he likes being in these superhero movies because he can just have his way with women or something like that. He said something like that. The age thing also comes into play with Lisa Bonet. Again, when we look at Jason Momoa, I wouldn't be surprised if he was doing something inappropriate with his own daughter. I'm just saying, you can't put it past a lot of these Hollywood people. Moving along. Oh, here's a good one. Dealing with the father theme again. Damn, what is going on? All right, so let me just pull up a picture of her. Oh, he looked like a mean-ass bastard. All right, let me pull up a picture of these two. Again, we're talking about the father theme that comes with Mars and Capricorn. And we have this young lady, and she's no longer with us. Who's that? So yeah, Ellie, you're right about the age difference with the Mars and Capricorn. He had a crush. Yeah, she's much older than him. That's right. So there is the age difference in that respect too with Lisa Bonet. Thanks for pointing that out. Queen Dara, yes. Selena's. Yes, Selena. Now remember, her father was the one that created the group, who basically pushed her to be successful. Her father looked like, don't he look like a controlling something son of a bitch? I'm just like, look like he didn't play though. He was very controlling because he tried to get in between her and that boyfriend. I seen that Selena movie a few times. But yeah, very controlling father. But again, this is just pointing to the father was very influential in her success. Very much so. And Mars in Capricorn, she attracted the opportunists through her fan club manager that killed her. And don't he look mean? Hell yeah. Okay, who else we got with the father? We got quite a bit with the father theme. Okay, here's another one. This one's really crucial and serious. Just give me a minute. Okay. And this one is more so about conflict with the father. Who do we have here? Moonlight Orange said, damn it, you keep going on. But yes, you on to something, Rob, because I have daddy issues conflict. So who do we have here? Didn't he have some serious conflict with his father? Didn't his father kill him? Yeah, he's a perfect representation of the conflict with the father theme that Mars and Capricorn can produce. Yup. Hating ass dad killed him. Yes. Yup. Tragic story. And he also had conflict because his father was a cross-dresser. So let me pull up Marvin Gaye's chart real quick and let's see what that Mars is doing. And Marvin Gaye, he also had some issues with his own identity as well. If I should die tonight, oh baby, I just want you to keep this one thought in mind. He had this song, If I Should Die Tonight. Oh my God, that song was so touching. All right, let me just pull up his chart real quick. Now, Marvin Gaye had Mars and Capricorn opposing Chiron and Cancer. His father was a cross-dresser, and his father would even walk around the neighborhood with like a curly wig on and long ass nails and the Lee press on nails and shit. And yeah, his father would put on women's clothes and all that type of stuff. So that Mars and Capricorn opposing Chiron and Cancer is pointing to that issue with his father expressing his feminine side and how that was painful for Marvin. And then for his last name to be Gay, that was another issue too. His last name was first Gay, Gay, and then they stuck the E onto it to make it less, gay. But yeah, he's another one that had conflict with his father, and we're talking about conflict in the worst way. You also see he had Mars square Sun, and that can be serious conflict with the father, even to the point of being abused by your father, where you could even feel like you're hated by your father. All right, next. Yeah, we got a pretty long list with the father theme. Just 1 second. Just one look, and I felt so high in love with you. Oh, say you will. You'll be my All right, here he's on my fatherless, and he's also in the sadist, well, not sadist, I'll say masochistic category for Mars and Capricorn. Who do we have here? Somebody said Doris Troy. Who's that? Who's that? Jim Carrey, yes. Siobhan. Queen Dara, yes. Jim Carrey. Ellie, Derek, got it, yes. Jim Carrey. Now, a lot of people don't notice about his early life, but his father ran a business. And with this business, let me pull up his bio. With this business, they ended up hiring a lot of Jamaicans, I believe. So Jim Carrey grew up with around a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of blacks, but his father was very racist against blacks, which was very ironic. But let me pull up his bio. Hopefully they'll talk about it, because I know I read that somewhere about his father being very racist, his father running a business, hiring a bunch of Jamaicans. Let me see if it's on Wikipedia. For some reason, it's not saying it much. I must have read it somewhere else. But yeah, I know I read that the father was extremely racist. And then what's ironic is Jim Carrey, he went on to make his start on In Living Color, the black comedy show. Yeah, they're not getting into the situation with the race on Wikipedia, but I do remember reading that about him. All right. So Jim Carrey, he also has some masochistic tendencies, just like if you remember him on In Living Color, like how he would like contort himself and like bang himself up for laughs. That masochistic tendency right there. All right, moving along. Who else we have involving father situation? Now, you could tell this dude didn't grow up with a proper fatherly influence, the way he acts out. But he has ran into problems in terms of being a father. So I'm going to pull him up. Just give me a minute. Okay. And this, like, he really showed his ass a few years ago, and it was about this child support and custody battle that he was in. So Tyrese Gibson. So remember, he had that whole issue with his baby mama, and he was like, she won't let me see my little girl and all this stuff, and how more do you want from me, and all that type of stuff. Him crying about the pains of being a father and all that type of stuff. And I would think that Tyrese really needed that father figure influence in his life growing up, and I don't think he had it, because wasn't his mom a single mom? Let me just pull his story up real quick. Just 1 second. Early life. Yeah, his father is Tyrone Gibson, but it was his mother that raised him. And Tyrone, he left. All right. But yeah, so dealing with the issues with him. Now, he seems like he's also very controlling too, because I remember he was doing some crazy antics to try to get his daughter's attention. Like he flew some banner over her school or something like that. Just a control freak. He's very much about status too, because he was doing this architectural digest tour of his home. And I don't even think it was his home. I think it was somebody else's home. And he was just basically perpetrating trying to make it seem like he's at a higher status than what he is financially. So you could tell he's very much into materialism, very much an opportunist as well. Okay, let's see who else. Brad Pitt, I already mentioned him with his jawline and all that, but isn't he going through issues with Angelina Jolie over custody? And she did accuse him of putting his hands on one of their kids. So he's dealing with father challenges, or being, challenged with being a father. And I'm pretty sure he didn't want all those kids like that. He didn't want all them adopted kids, but he probably did it out of love for Angelina Jolie, and now he's regretting it. Because some Mars and Capricorn men really won't be like too much of like family men, and be more so focused on their career in the outside world. But isn't he like going through it like with his children right now, with the divorce and all that type of stuff, or the custody, child, something? But also, he did a good job of playing a sadist / masochist in the movie Fight Club. Remember that? He did a really good job acting out that role. And that movie was so masochistic. It was more masochistic than sadistic, but it was basically sadomasochism. It was very homoerotic too, that movie. But it makes sense because the guy that wrote the Fight Club book is a gay man. All right, moving along. Oh, here's another example of the father theme, but also the control factor dealing with Mars and Capricorn. And the age difference too. Big time age difference. Also issues with the father of her child. And that's too small of a picture. She was very ambitious at one point. Let me just open this up. Give me a minute. Okay. What about Anna, fabulous Anna Nicole? Remember Anna Nicole Smith? So she had the age theme, getting with the old ass man. What was his name? J. Harold Marshall. And she did it, it was opportunism on her part. And then I think she did end up getting some of the money. But then remember, there was a conflict in terms of who was the father of her child when she had that baby. And she was very much under control of that Howard Stern, who was like her boyfriend. Like, was he actually the father of her child? Does anybody remember this story? Oh, I remember Trim Spa. That's right. That was a popular dietary like supplement, or weight loss drug. I remember when all those weight loss pills used to be real popular back in the day. But yeah. So she had she's in the age category, she's in the father category, and also the opportunism, the control factor, all of that. Yep. Yeah, remember the clown makeup? That was scary. You could tell she was like hopped up on some heavy drugs. Okay, let's see who else I got on my list. So we're pretty much done with the father theme. So now we're going to move on more to the age theme. Here's another person that got with somebody that was significantly younger than them. He looks like a control freak where he could only tolerate women that are much younger than him. And if my memory serves me correctly, he got with a chick that was only like 17 when he got with her, and he was already in his 30s. Some of y'all young folks don't even know who this guy is, but he was very big in his day, especially like in the 90s. So who's that? Let me pull up the story about him. Yup, Jerry Seinfeld. So he created a scandal when he got with this chick that was real young. So it says the truth about the time Jerry Seinfeld dated a 17-year-old. So that's very Mars and Capricorn. And you'll have men with Mars and Capricorn, they'll get with chicks that are much younger than them so that they can play the daddy role and they can be in total control. So this article says we all know Jerry Seinfeld's deal breakers, or at least what they were in the 90s. Is she a low talker? He's not interested. Annoying laugh? No deal. Lord forbid she has a so-called man hands. What about her age? Less picky there. Jerry had no problem dating a woman less than half his own age for 4 years in the mid-90s, which was basically at the height of his fame. Seinfeld ran from 1989 to 1998. Even his current wife is 17 years his junior. I don't think he was funny either, Adrian. Now, the entire Seinfeld series has dropped on Netflix, and TikTok just got wise to Jerry's dating history. It's not his first controversy and probably not his last. But read on for a complete account of the comedian's time dating a teen. She was 17, he was 38. The girl in question is Shoshana Lonstein. Now Shoshana Lonstein Grutz. Shoshana met Jerry in Central Park in 1993. Most Seinfeld episodes were watched in about 30 million homes at the time, so Jerry Seinfeld was literally a household name. Dude could have dated anyone. For reasons unknown, he and Shoshana hit it off, so she gave him her number. She was a 17-year-old high school student, and he was a 38-year-old man nominated for 2 Emmys and a Golden Globe. What followed was a high-profile relationship that eventually involved Shoshana transferring colleges to be closer to Jerry in LA. Shoshana reportedly missed New York and hated paparazzi, once telling people, "I would like my life to be normal and just go about being a student." She and Jerry broke up when he was 42 and she was 21. He worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, she later explained. That's very Mars and Capricorn. And I wanted to run around and play. Shoshana's doing fine these days, if anyone's wondering. She went on to launch her own fashion line in 1998. But yeah, so he got with a 17-year-old when he was 38, which is very indicative of Mars in Capricorn. All right. Nicki Minaj has Mars in Capricorn too. Now with Nicki, that explains why she got with her ex, Kenneth Petty. You know, they went way back. Let me just pull up a picture of Nicki and Kenneth. They go way back, and that's why she felt very comfortable, you know, getting back together with him and marrying him and having a child with him. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's a lousy father. So the father theme could be strong with Nicki Minaj. We just don't know it. It's not like she's gonna come out and say anything just yet, but she might at some later date. But let me pull up a picture of these two. He just looks like a straight up slouch. Also, with Mars, see, Nicki got a 12th house Mars in Capricorn. And that could deal with the fact that, you know, Kenneth probably ain't working. You know, she's the one that brings home all the bread and the bacon. And with that 12th house Mars, she may not even want him to work. She might be telling him, you don't gotta work, just take care of the baby and all that type of stuff. But he probably done fucked up so many times with that poor child. probably dropped the child on his head a few times, probably, was feeding that baby sour milk and stuff while she was on the road doing her thing. He just looks like he would not be the type of father you could really feel comfortable leaving your child alone with. He putting the baby in the tub, water too hot. He just a mess. You could tell. He don't even look capable in a number of ways. He don't even look sexually capable. So again, Mars is representative of the type of man that a woman will get with. So with her Mars and Capricorn in the 12th house, yeah, he probably is shiftless. He probably don't ever want to work. She probably got to force him to do certain stuff. And he could be utterly devoted to her because he's utterly dependent upon her. And she probably incites fear in him just off of threatening that she's going to leave him or cut off his allowance or some shit like that. Diana said all he contributes is problems. Yeah, you could tell. You could tell he's a problem child. All right, next we have, we don't have that many more to go. What about Samuel L. Jackson? What do we know about Samuel L. Jackson and his relationships, number one? Hasn't he been married to the same woman for years? Now, Samuel, he just does come across as very controlling. He does seem like he could be a straight up asshole. He just doesn't seem like a nice guy. And, he plays those roles in movies where he doesn't play a nice guy. So he's probably basically just playing his own self in a lot of these films. And he does seem like he could be quite sadistic. Remember, he was in that movie. I'm gonna tell you what movie. There's a couple of movies where he really exemplified his Mars and Capricorn. Remember that movie Black Snake Moan, where he had the white girl chained up? Who was the chick that played the girl in Black Snake Moan? Was it Brittany Murphy? But remember that movie? He was acting like a crazy fool. And he had the girl chained up and shit, trying to like discipline her and shit. And then, Coming to America, he played the robber. And then Pulp Fiction, he played the sadistic killer. And then remember Django Unchained? He played the like vicious, evil, hateful Uncle Tom type of house Negro, like just wanted to, just destroy other blacks. Straight up hater. So he's done his job of playing some of the most like low down sadistic characters. So he really exemplifies that side of Mars and Capricorn. And again, he don't seem like he's a nice man. I'm not buying it. I don't no. Hey Latoya, how you doing? Oh, was it Christina Ricci in Black Snake Bone? Okay. Oh yeah, remember him in Lakeview Terrace? He played a straight up asshole cop in that damn movie. He wouldn't leave those people alone. He's the type of dude you just gotta kill if he keeps coming after you. But yeah, Lakeview Terrace, he played a real bad guy in that too. And there was a couple of other movies too, like Changing Lanes. Is that the movie where he had to go to like child support court and the guy makes him late? I forget who the guy he played alongside of. And then he was out to get that guy for the rest of the movie. He always plays those dark roles, and that's very dark, devilish roles, and that's very Mars and Capricorn. All right, let's see. Only a couple of more I have. Army Hammer. That guy was in the news not too long ago. Let me pull up a picture of him. And he's sadistic. Because there was a story about him being abusive to somebody, but I'm about to read about it. But let me pull up a picture of this dude. Now, in this picture, he looked like he smelled real goaty. So some of these people with Mars and Capricorn, they could give off a goat-like smell. And some of them might even like it. They might get sexually turned on by like some real earthy smells. So let me pull up a picture of Army Hammer. So here's Army Hammer. And let me just read about his case of abuse. A breakdown of Armie Hammer's cannibalism and abuse controversy. So Armie Hammer found himself in the midst of some major controversy after a woman who said she had an intimate relationship with him created an account on Instagram to share gruesome details of the bizarre sexual interactions she says they used to have. This woman has also shared screenshots of explicit conversations that allegedly occurred between Hammer and multiple women via Instagram DMs. While most people wouldn't be surprised at the nature of dirty talk or sexting in 2021, the alleged conversations including talk of rape fantasies, the desire to inflict pain on his partners, and one in which the actor reportedly said he was 100% a cannibal. Everyone has their own preferences behind closed doors, sure, but these allegations that surface on the anonymous House of Effie Instagram account show a dark side to the Call Me By Your Name star that fans might not have known about. While the direct messages have yet to be verified as being sent from Hammer's account, an ex-girlfriend of his spoke to Page Six recently, backing some of the claims made against the actor. She discussed what their sexual relationship was like, his controlling nature, and the emotional abuse she says she endured while dating him. While a lot of the focus and reactions from the public have been centered on his sexual fetishes, from BDSM to drinking blood, cutting toes, and his alleged cannibalism, the real focus here should be on the women who say they were abused and violated by him. Some of the allegations point towards abuse, a blatant violation of boundaries, and disregard for consent. While it's difficult to verify the validity of the screenshots, other women who have been romantically involved with him have also come on the record and said the texts aren't at all surprising to them. The actor's lawyer has denied the allegations made by some women, and Hammer has referred to them as bullshit claims. Now let me see if I have his chart. But again, that Mars and Capricorn alone can make him quite sadistic, can make him be prone to be into S&M type sex, even like filthy, dirty type of sex. So let me see if I got his chart. If not, I'm not going to spend time trying to get his birthday and all that stuff. I don't got time like that. So no, I never pulled his chart. But there's another one that was reported to be abusive as well that has Mars and Capricorn. So let me just pull him up. And he just has that troubled man look. And there's nothing cute about him. And he looks like he stinks too. So let me pull this up. Some Mars and Capricorn individuals do kind of come across as looking unkempt. Shia LaBeouf, or is it Shia LaBeouf? So he's another one that has been reported to be abusive. Remember, he was with FKA Twigs. So here's what they have to say about some of his cases of abuse. Shia LaBeouf was accused of physical and sexual abuse. Now he's playing a saint. Oh, and he's really playing a saint in the film. But let me just go back to the story about FKA Twigs. So it says FKA Twigs sues Shia LaBeouf. Oh, come on now. Oh, they want me to log in to even read this article? Fuck y'all. Okay. So Margaret Qualley doubles down on support for FKA Twigs after Shia LaBeouf allegations. Margaret Qualley, actor and ex-girlfriend of Shia LaBeouf, has expressed her support for FKA Twigs after the singer accused the Transformers star of physical, sexual, and psychological abuse. In a new interview with Harper's Bazaar, Qualley elaborated on her decision to publicly thank FKA Twigs last year for speaking out about the trauma she allegedly endured during a year-long romantic relationship with LaBeouf. Shortly after, the 33-year-old ego deaf artist sued LaBeouf, accusing him of sexual battery, assault, and infliction of emotional distress. 26-year-old Qualley broke up with the Pieces of a Woman actor and shared a photo of FKA Twigs on Instagram with the caption, "Thank you. It was important to me for her to know that I believe her. And it's as simple as that," Qualley told Harper Bazaar in an interview published Tuesday. So, yeah, the stories have been out about Shia LaBeouf. So he's another one that has a sadistic streak that could be into punishing people, especially people that he can overpower or control. And I think that's pretty much it on my list of people. And remember, we started off with Sean P. Diddy Combs, and he's one of those sadistic type of individuals as well. And I did tell you that Cassie has that Mars and Capricorn as well. And actually, last but not least, here's one more example of Mars and Capricorn. And when you see her, it makes a lot of sense. A lot of women with Mars and Capricorn are drawn to powerful businessmen or men that are very ambitious. So it makes perfect sense. And then she also has the age theme with that Mars and Capricorn as well. So let me just pull her up, because she is a great example of how Mars and Capricorn is, especially because her son was in Capricorn as well. And she got with R. Kelly at a young age, when she was a young age, and he was already in his 20s. She was like 14 at the time, got married to him at 15, but then ended up getting it annulled. But the age theme is very strong with Aaliyah, and the fact that she got with a Capricorn male, which is very indicative of her Mars in Capricorn and all that stuff. And then she got with Dame Dash, who was also a big time businessman. At least back then he was rolling with Jay-Z. But then, yeah, unfortunately, she left this earth too soon. And I did say some Mars and Capricorn individuals do have to grow up very fast. So sadly, that was the story of her life. But yeah, being controlled by these men, the major age difference. And Queen Dara is saying her father and uncle stole her royalties. So there it is. There's the conflict with the father. So yeah, Coconut Kangaroo saying the same. Wait a minute, you're saying Shy also had major problems with his father. Who's Shy? Or are you talking about Shia LaBeouf? Well, that would make a lot of sense then. But yep, so that's basically my Mars and Capricorn live stream. Stay tuned for more videos. And before Mars leaves Capricorn, I do have a case study that I will be presenting. Hopefully I'll be able to get it out tomorrow. And it's about a Mars and Capricorn individual. And it's one of the best examples in my book about how Mars and Capricorn people can really get down. Oh yeah, I had Marlon Brando on my list, especially in terms of the father theme. And he did have a sadistic streak within him too. But the father theme, just think about Marlon Brando starring in the Godfather film and how that made him even more famous than what he is. So yes, Mars and Capricorn. And he was very dirty with the sex too, Marlon Brando. And Marlon Brando, he had a relationship with James Dean. And I think he was very sadistic towards James Dean, and he would belittle him and degrade him and all that stuff. Oh yeah, I've been doing readings, Shawnee. So you could go to my website and order a reading, and the same with everybody else. And I'll be at your service. You can also consider joining my Patreon account. Here's my Patreon. We be having a lot of fun on Patreon. We be doing watch parties and all that type of stuff. So consider joining my Patreon. Thanks, Tara. But yeah, I will be back. I'll be doing much more live streams. The month of March. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll be bringing y'all some new shit as well. I'm going to continue reading the book by Will Smith, even though there's some really dry parts to it. I might have to skip past some of the stuff because he's so damn wordy. That long-winded Will. But yeah, so stay tuned for another chapter. I wanted to get to chapter 10 by the end of February, but it just didn't work out that way. I still got to play it by ear a lot of times. But yeah, just, stay with me with that. I am noticing that the Will Smith videos aren't getting too many views. So that's kind of decreasing my motivation too. But if enough of y'all want me to continue on with the R. Kelly book, I will be happy to do so. But yeah, y'all gotta get the views up. Share the videos, please. February was a crazy month. It was kind of, that there were some low points of the month. So I'm really looking forward to March being a much better month. I don't know about y'all, but February was like a snooze. And it was like, but every now and then you need some downtime. So I'm gonna look at February as being a month where I had to, tie up some loose ends. I had to work some things out. There was some issues. Oh, thank you so much, Adrian. There was some issues with some of what I had going on in terms of not even my business, but dealing with the outside world. So I'm just looking forward to March being a much better month for me. And I hope March is a better month for y'all too, if y'all were dealing with some type of struggle in February. But yeah, I was not a fan of February. You agreed to Contemplating Key? Yeah, February was like a dud, and it was like a big snooze, and there was some just fucked up shit going on, including the situation with FedEx. But I had to take the high road with the FedEx, and I had to look at it from a higher perspective. That's after I did a reading on it. And basically, what happened with me was just to mainly alert me as to how raggedy FedEx has gotten, along with other major companies as well. So just don't get anything delivered via FedEx because they are horrible. I mean, they are the devil right now, in my opinion. But yeah, it's a sign of the times. We are looking at like just a major, I'll just say, we might as well just say, again, we're looking at the death of the United States as we know it. And FedEx and their raggediness is a good testament to where we are and where we're headed in terms of this country. So do what you can to, make sure you're okay financially. Prices aren't going down. I went to the gas station the other day, and gas in my area, that shit was $4.59. And that's because I get the what is it called, the premium or whatever. But even the regular gas was $3.99, and I'm like, this shit is ridiculous. But it is what it is, and we just gotta prepare for the worst and hope for the best. But I love you guys. Thanks for joining me for this live stream. Shout out to all the Pisces. Happy birthday to y'all. I will be doing a Pisces live stream, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.